Let's start with a closer look at an ongoing project by our investigative team, which has been analyzing the spending of state attorneys general on outside counsel. Most recently, we reported on the Illinois AG's spending and found that the office had spent more than $2 million on private attorneys in the past few years, mostly to defend the state against 2 lawsuits against prison officials. That's despite the office having about 450 attorneys. We also found that several of the private law firms contracted by the AG's office have donated to Attorney General Kwame Raoul's election campaigns. Those donations came directly from the firms or from their attorneys. We should note that contracts for legal services in Illinois don't need to be advertised for bids. State offices can simply select the private law firm of their choice. Now, Abigail Bellows, a senior policy director for anti-corruption and accountability for Common Cause, a national government watchdog, noted that the contributions to Raoul were comparatively small, about $10,000 compared to the more than $5 million he raised in that time period, but that no bid contracts should be avoided by public officials, even when they're allowable by law. She told us, quote, "It's enough that it could give people pause. It could make people have questions about the integrity of an attorney general's office, which is, of course, not anything that the attorney general or the public ever wants to have about a law enforcement official." Now, Raoul's office did not respond to a request to explain its decision-making process for when to seek help from outside counsel and how it selects the firms. It contracted with 6 of them in recent years, along with a former assistant attorney general that the office paid to handle certain disputes that involve prison inmates. Now, the 2 main lawsuits that drove the spending were initially defended in-house, but the office then spent more than $1 million to pay 2 other firms to handle them. One involved a man named Anthony Gay, who was imprisoned in solitary confinement for more than 2 decades, despite what his lawsuit said were obvious signs of significant mental illness. He repeatedly mutilated his body, which at least once led to surgery to remove a spoon he had embedded in his thigh. After he was released in 2018, he filed suit. State officials were eventually dismissed from the suit because the state had been paying a large national company to provide health services to the inmates. That company, Wexford Health Services, recently reached a settlement with the estate of Gay, who died in 2024. The Illinois Department of Corrections has since cut ties with Wexford. The other suit is still pending and was recently granted class action status. Several female health and mental health workers allege they were subjected to repeated sexual harassment by inmates of the Pontiac Correctional Center, a maximum security prison that prison officials largely ignored. It's estimated that up to about 50 women might join the suit. It's unclear when that litigation will end.